वेलकम टू थर्ड एपिसोड ऑफ सब्र और सुकून। हाँ, इस एपिसोड में थोड़ा टाइम लग गया, पर अच्छी चीज़ें थोड़ी टाइम ज़रूर लगाती है। इन टुडेज एपिसोड वी हैव समवन हु ट्रूली एम्बॉडीज हार्ड वर्क, relentless effort, and actually tells the right meaning of right connections, which can take you places that you have never even imagined. He is a BW Auto World 40 under 40 winner, a standing member of NITI Aayog committee, is a part of leading institutions like FICCI, NASCOM, and the list goes on. And with all of these, he is also managing his full-time job at IBM and doing everything with excellence. I take an honor to welcome Sinha on my page, who was once a dreamer like you and me, a boy from a small town, has converted his dreams into a reality that is truly inspiring. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Soumya. How are you?
I'm good. It's a 7 a.m. shoot, so it's actually a very good morning for me. So, I want to start this podcast on a bit controversial but a very hyped notion that do you think that MBA is genuinely required at the age of 25?
Okay. So, long story short, it's not just about MBA. I always recommend you should always have a learning curve in your life. Not at 25, not just at 25, even at 45, 55 or whatever age curve is, right? Learning should be a continuous part. Now coming whether MBA or not, it could be MBA, it could be MTech, it could be the new age learnings as well, be it on the digital content creation, which you guys have been doing fantastically well. It could be around art and cinema, it could be on healthcare, sports, anything. I mean, there are learnings that are available, formal education that are available. All it does, it also, apart from the practical aspect, provides you with a strong theoretical understanding of the subject, which is very necessary in order to move in this competitive world. So not just MBA, any higher education, I do recommend follow your passion, get the formal qualifications, and keep marching on your journey.
I think that pretty much sums up the hype, at least for me. So, do you think that MBA is not age restricted? You can have it anytime in
Education is not age restricted. Okay, education is not age restricted. I mean, you can have n number of examples where people have had their passions completed at an age which you cannot imagine even, right? However, given the formal education structure that we have, the basic education needs to be completed at a certain defined age, be it your matriculation, be it your graduation. However, any add-ons over and above it should not be age limited. It should be part of your learning curve, as I have been saying that, and there is no age limit defined for higher education. Okay, if somebody wants to do an MBA at the age of 40, 50, I mean, they should go for it.
Okay.
And this is not just limited to MBA. It should be any higher education which fulfills your passion. Don't think about the age bracket that you are in. And given the digital world that we are in, there is no limitations or boundaries that define whether it should be a formal classroom learning or you can do it very well in your comfortable home or couch seated, right? So I don't see age as a barrier to any of these things.
Great. I think with digitization, this is the most important thing that has come up, where we can sit in our own pace and complete our
And
education.
you have flexible options as
Yes.
well, right? So
Absolutely agreed. So I just wanted to know, with so many things happening in your life, I am aware of, can you please let audience know what all contributing factors you give to the nation, plus how you juggle your full-time job as well?
see, I'm full-time employed with IBM. Okay, it's an IT services company, and I have been with IBM for close to 10 years now. And in addition to this, I'm associated with few of the think tanks. Recently, I mean, a year ago, I joined the standing committee of NITI Aayog, which is a think tank policy for Government of India. My role is around S&T, Science and Technology,
Okay.
and my key role is centered around how we make ease of doing R&D in India more strong. We become more self-reliant. The Prime Minister and the government has been focusing heavily on Atmanirbharta, right? Atmanirbhar Bharat. So that's the whole theme around how we make India a more a bigger R&D hub, right? So that is one aspect. I'm also associated with other organizations like Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, FICCI, CII, NASSCOM, and few others. Now, coming to how do I balance all of these is uh, you need to have a plan cut out in your brain, right? When you aspire to take these things up, how you have to categorize your schedule, how you have to categorize your aspirations, and what is the end objective should be very clear before you take this up. So I manage things in a way that I know to define boundary limits between these. While my work is my priority, I do have a defined line where I can say no to additional stuff, right? But that doesn't mean I hamper any of my work. I have been fortunate enough to continue on this path and contribute to my organization's success as well. In addition to this, there are things which we call as our own self-interests, passion, and giving back to the society is something which I have learned from a very early age, and that's my area of interest.
So, can you please tell me one thing? Is there any correlation between what you have at your full-time job at IBM and what you do for the nation at NITI Aayog or maybe FICCI as well, I can count?
Right. So I did my engineering in mechanical, okay,
Correct.
and then my initial part of experience was all centered around new product development in the industrial manufacturing space for companies like Hitachi or Blue Star. I had worked around multiple geographies as well. So my core capability is all centered around industrial manufacturing. When I joined an IT firm, I still take care of automotive, aerospace, and defense industry, although from a technical side of things. So you can also say that I'm a subject matter expert for the industrial side, and I club it with the offerings that my organization brings in. Okay, and coming back to my role at be it NITI Aayog or CII or FICCI, I am considered as an expert in the field of industrial manufacturing, in the field of research and development, in the field of how we can make things in India, how we can produce things in India, especially on these larger sectors which are your industrial manufacturing, automotive, aerospace, defense. So that is the correlation between all of these things. While the cap changes, I don a hat of an IT SME in my organization. I just switch the hat to strategy consultant when it comes to this organization.
So, can I rightly put it into words that your engineering degree helped you with the full-time job,
Absolutely.
and your MBA is now helping with the things that you provide to the nation? Can we do that?
Both of them have their own setup. While engineering provides me with a core industrial background, core technical background in terms of the processes and stuff, my MBA helps me in deciding on the strategy side of things.
What was your subject in MBA like? Did you do any specialization or was it a general
Yes.
MBA?
So I opted, and that is a great question. There has to be a linearity. Okay, okay, not necessarily every time, but I did plan a linearity. So as I said, engineering was in my mechanical. My MBA was in operations and supply chain. I did my MBA from a college known as SPJ Institute of Management Research, Mumbai. Then I went to USA, Michigan University, where I did an advanced supply chain management. Okay, this is 10 years ago when supply chain was becoming more modernized, digitalized. So I felt that this should definitely be something which I should get an advanced certification. So that is the correlation between my engineering and MBA. MBA also in a field which is very, very relevant to my past experience.
I want to understand from you, like you said, you had a vision in back in 2010 when you did your MBA in supply chain. How did that mindset develop that you have seen a long future way ahead of time? How is that?
Okay, see, part of it also comes from your interest. I had a very keen interest into the product development and product manufacturing side of things. When I joined my first organization, I could see how a product which we use commonly, okay, in our lives is actually manufactured from the scratch. So that was very fascinating from me, seeing the new age machines, how from an idea or a concept things actually become a product, end product which are used. So that always used to fascinate me, and I wanted to understand the end-to-end process steps involved in this journey, right? And that is where I saw that India has great scope in becoming more and more self-reliant in terms of developing. When I started my career, we were heavily dependent as a nation on technology transfer. We used to buy technology from outside, even for products that we used to claim to be manufactured in India. The core of it, be it the engines of a car, the technology behind the engines of a car, or your air conditioners, or any product for that reason, of a high value product, we were heavily dependent on. So I always used to aspire, can we bring the R&D completely back into India and develop a product which is at par, which is even better than what we are currently benchmarking as the high class products. And I have seen that transition coming into India, where many of the made in India products are now, in fact, I mean, they are way better than what we see are globally available. So we are becoming competitive in that field.
I agree.
There's a long journey to cover up, but I think we have already set the right pace and on the right path.
What do you think the future of India will look like in aspect of your industry?
No, see, not just limited to my industry. India, some of the things which I have observed in past, or rather realized in past few years, especially working with the leading policy makers and all, our DNA is very strong. Okay.
Okay.
And if you go back to the history and see, we have been troubled and disturbed multiple times.
Correct.
There have been waves of incidences or periods which could topple any nation, any country. Right?
Absolutely.
However, India has still survived all of these over decades and centuries. The reason being behind is resilience. What India brings very strongly in our country is resilience is a part of our DNA. So if any person, any nation, any organization is resilient, there is no doubt about on its survival and growth. What I see is there were some structural or I would say situational concerns which is there with every large populous country with fragmented ecosystems, but that is what the country is trying to fix right from the ground level, getting things corrected, so that once our foundation becomes strong, then building on top of it is no big deal. And that transition we are seeing, fortunately, that now India is shifted from neutral to gear 1 in terms of automotive. We are now accelerating. So next 10 decades, and as we call, by the time we complete 100 years of our independence, we will definitely be a powerful developed country.
That's actually great to hear. I think with so many things coming up, we'll have definitely more and more employment sector as well opening up with such possibilities in place.
Absolutely, yeah.
I would first like to congratulate you for the BW Auto Motors Award. I read your post where you said that it's unique to be that guy from tech world where you stood out and got recognized in a forum where most awardees come from a traditional automotive. Can you highlight on that point?
Okay, so Business World 40 under 40 Auto is provided to some of the people who contribute to the industry, the automotive industry specifically, aged below 40. Okay, so this was my second, I was lucky enough to get the award for the second time this year. Basically, my contributions, especially around the thought leadership in this industry, have been well perceived by the industry leaders and the industry players, the OEMs and the tier 1. And that also brings a very strong point that change is the only constant in life. The mechanical car of 80s and 90s or early 2000 is now transforming into a digital product. Okay, no more it remains a pure combustion engine. It is more of a software defined vehicle. So digital players also are now a very strong voice in the industry. I have been fortunate that from the IT side of things, I am the only one who was awarded this. So I hope in coming years you will see more and more of non-traditional people being recognized in these fields.
Conversation having an impact on over nation that you have been doing for I think almost 2-3 years that you have been part.
More than
that. How do you think that today's generation can be involved in such organizations, and what are the key skills that is required to be a part of such initiatives?
Today's generation, the the alphas and the betas of the world.
Gammas.
They have a very short
Attention span.
not exactly attention span, planning span of life as well. Okay, what we foresee for 5 years or 10 years down the line, for them it's like a week's time or a month's time, right? Nothing wrong in it. However, I personally feel there should be a balance between what you do today and how you plan your tomorrow, and all of these comes what you have done yesterday. Okay,
Wow.
that lays the foundation. So it's not about a particular skill, it's about a shift in attitude, being more positive, well organized, and being well planned. If you plan well, your execution will definitely be well. Okay, so in this fast pacing world, I feel that today's generation at times need to settle down. They need to communicate more with the previous generations in terms of understanding, because that is how the chain has come up.
Correct.
Okay, we have all learned a lot, and I personally have learned a lot from my previous generations. So just like a relay race, there is a baton handover, right? So there are some positives, there are some attributes which people need to carry, and the only thing which I feel is a planned attitude is something which today's generation needs. They need to be a better planner.
I agree with you, because I think, yes, today's generation, especially even not even gender, I would talk about myself. I feel like, let me live today. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. Yeah, we do plan thousands of things, but then that thousands of things goes vain tomorrow when we, and it's always a alarm ticking. Tomorrow when we wake up at 6 a.m., this thing will happen. And if it goes at 7, then okay, next day it happens to happen or it doesn't happen. So how do you stick to your timetable, if I can say? Because even at this age, if you're juggling with so many things, and clearly you're excelling in all, because your awards clearly mention that. So can you tell us some few tips and tricks how to plan and also work towards it?
Okay, see, I won't say, I mean, there are many people who are excelling. I'm just trying my bit. But in terms of how I plan and pace things is, I realized one thing very early at my age, and somebody made me realize this, that the most important or the costliest thing that you possess is time. Okay, you can get anything in life, Samya, more than once. Okay, if you have missed out on good scores in your school, you can rectify that at graduation, or you can even do it at this age when you take up a course. If you have missed out on any of the materialistic stuff which you may have aspired, you can still get or buy that today, right? What you don't get back is the time lost. Okay, and added to it, this is just one given life. You can have hundreds of cell phones replaced year and year, but this life is only available for once. Okay, so you have a limited time with you which you have to utilize very properly. So then when you know that, okay, this is the stuff which I have, and I have to ration it based on the life plan that you have, you start compartmentalizing things. I have certain time for my work, I devote certain time with my family, right? So spend time with friends, enjoy your time traveling, visit places, have good food, and all of these can run in parallel, trust me. Only thing is, you need to know that, okay, I have to tick all the boxes, that's it.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So as you rightly said, that there's no age for any materialistic thing as well as education. But if you have seen the social media, how people just at the age of maybe 15, 16, 17, they flourish, they post pictures. How do you keep yourself less distracted from those things? Because I'm sure even at your age, there might be a lot of distractions that you would be dealing with every day. For us, this is the distraction. We get influenced, as the right word can say. How do you keep that intact?
Okay, so if you go by social media, then the world would be a much, much happier place. Everybody is affluent, everybody is happy, and the life is fine, right? But that's not the reality, okay?
Agree.
While I do not comment on that, I mean, people have their ways of enjoying and expressing. I somehow feel that you need to live for yourself as well and not for the world, okay? The world may acknowledge that you are happy, but it's you who certifies whether you are actually happy or not. Okay, you don't have to prove it to anybody. Secondly, what I feel is all of these accomplishments that we post, these are very short lived. People won't remember the clothes that you wore, people won't remember the country that you visited, people won't remember the food that you ate beyond a certain time span. Okay, but they will definitely remember your contributions which have impacted them in a meaningful way, which have impacted the society in a meaningful way, or which are helping you to grow and contribute continuously. Okay, those things remain for a long time and nothing else, right? So that is the aspect which I have to say. I won't comment much on the social media aspect. uh, and by the way, it's not limited only to the age group of 10, 15, 20. People at 70 are still trying to prove that they are leading a very, very happy life, right? And nothing wrong in it.
Yeah. We talked a lot about planning, plotting, our life, our future. Personally, we do plan a lot. How do we plan our professional journey in a certain way, and how do we strike the right hammer at the right time? How do we know that?
Okay, so I'll take a couple of minutes on this, right? I have been following few principles in my life. I don't know whether they are right or wrong, but let me touch base on the first aspect, which is how I have planned my professional life. Okay, and professional and personal life go hand in hand. This is one very important thing, right? If you think that your professional and personal life can be completely separated, then I think you need some correction in your understanding. So, I always believe in 5 aspects of professional life, which is there should be a continuous learning in the work that you are doing. Okay, there should not be a saturation of learning. There should be growth opportunities. You are working, you are contributing, you need timely growth. The third aspect, of course, is monetary part of it. There has to be an appreciable industry standard compensation that you receive with time. Okay, then there is something which is known as work-life balance. I rate that very, very high. It's not just work. Your work is 8 to 9 hours of your day. The remaining 16 hours is yours. So there has to be time for family. There has to be time for your own self. And last but not the least, the fifth aspect is something which I call as exit options. Now, what exit option means is the work that I am doing today. For some reason, my company either moves me out or my company ceases to exist. I still need to survive in the market. So the work that I am doing should be capable enough of giving me an opportunity outside in the market. So we always have to decide our professional life on all these 5 aspects. I repeat, it should provide learning, it should provide growth, it should provide a decent monetary aspect, it should provide a very stable work-life balance, and last but not the least, exit options. And based on these 5 aspects, you need to take a call. So now you can understand if somebody solely takes a decision of switching a professional life based on monetary aspects, may be right, may not be right. Okay, it always has to be balance. So this is part 1 of my principles that I follow. Part 2 comes is what is success. I tell every youngsters or any institute that I visit where I interact with students, success का definition बहुत important है. What is success? Having a lot of money, is that only success? Getting a good plum position, is that success? Or having anything which the world aspires for, right? You need to define success, and this links us back to our Vedas, okay? The 4 Vedas that we have, where our ancestors have very clearly defined what success is. So all that is about me, my job, my money, my assets, that contributes only to 25% of the success. So however successful a person is, if he ticks all the items, he is still only 25% success. And in India or globally, 25% is not a pass marks, right? The next 25% comes is how are the people who are directly associated with you impacted by your success. So for example, if I earn well, but my wife or my parents, they lack basic needs, be it cloth, be it medical care, then I'm not successful on that 25%, right? So my success needs to make their lives better as well, okay? Needs to make them successful as well. That is the next 25%. The third comes is the extended family and society, which is, do I spread positivity? Does my work help the society at large? And that is where you can find that my contribution towards the associations and the government that I have been doing. Or I am also part of board of studies of few educational institutions where I go and I teach students or I impart knowledge. That part is the next 25%, how you contribute to the society. That's 75% still. And what is left last is the legacy part. Tomorrow, if I am gone, nobody is here for forever, right? The work that I started or the work that I contribute, will that have a positive impact even after I am gone and my legacy continues? Be it my children carry that forward, or I do something which continues on its own. Is that so? That is what success is. Now you tell me, the people on social media who claim to be successful by getting an award or something, is that success or it? And maybe I'll share the link with you wherein you can go through all these detail in our Vedas, which defines what success is. So these two are a very strong pillar that have defined me, how I plan my future ahead.
Wow, I always believe that success is subjective, but today hearing with all this descriptive definition of success has literally changed my perspective also to look into success. My perception, okay, I'll succeed in one promotion, one switch, one monetary betterment is okay, I've done in my life. But no, actually this is what success truly means, where you have
Absolutely.
to also think about other aspects of your life, not only one. My second question on the follow-up is that how did you come up to those 20 percentage part of the sections? Like how do you channelize your brain to think that way? Not only about just yourself, but yes, about others too. How is that mind shift happened? Have you been like this all your age, or have you made some shift in your mindset?
Okay, great question. And I'll tell you. See, the first 25 is very easy because
Yeah.
everybody is aspiring for that.
Correct.
How about you achieve?
Because
and
it's
what you do.
about
It's about
me,
ourselves,
myself,
right?
that's it.
The latter has a very, very strong influence from what you inherit from your family. Okay, and I would not limit it only to that. Sometimes even if you do not inherit, people have that understanding. It could be a trigger event, it could be something in your life which forces you to think even about taking up responsibilities towards the society. But for me, I have been fortunate enough that my family has been very, very supportive. I have seen my parents, my grandparents, my extended family have this system of contributing towards the society in whatever possible ways they are in their capacity. My grandparents, my parents, everybody has contributed. So there is an inheritance that I get from my family. Coming to the society part of things is what I have observed over period when I started as a student in my grad, my post grad. I saw potential. I saw a potential wherein if I can contribute through my learnings to the society, it will give me a sense of accomplishment, and also was a very strong potential of things getting channelized into something productive. So I got that inspiration as well, and I always believe, as I said, there is no age bar to learning. Any good thing that you see, anybody out there in the world, okay, you try to learn and aspire. And I read a lot. Okay, this is one thing. I read a lot. I utilize my time while traveling, or if I am I do not have any work and I am resting, I utilize that time reading a lot. And reading also helps you to get a completely different perspective at times, right? uh, our books, our literature, right from technology to our Mahabharatas and Ramayans of the world, there are so many things that are there. So if you find time, to the generations I tell, do read something very different from your subjects or curriculum, but try reading as well.
Should all be aware of our main books, mythological books. One quick question on that. Do you believe in meditation, journaling, calming yourself down, or what is that comfort for you?
Okay, so see, meditation or any form of exercise that helps you to calm down, settle down, you can pick and choose from one. What is your taste,
Yes.
right? Some people take up meditation. I have seen people doing meditation but still during meditation It's the mind that keeps churning,
Correct.
right? So for me, my dose of relaxation is when I keep my work aside, completely aside. I interact with my family. I interact with my friends. I go out for a movie. I cook food
Oh,
at times,
lovely.
and sometimes I have these discussions even with my wife. I have these discussions with my family wherein we exchange ideas and we refine our thoughts. So
Wow.
that is what my way of it. And I always feel a good sleep, a good sound sleep is also one of the best forms of getting relaxed. So keep all your stress aside, and if there is nothing that is working out, just make your room cozy, take a good sleep,
Sleep.
and you wake fresh.
Absolutely. As we come to the end of the session, I would like to take a moment and say that truly I've learned a lot of new meaning for success and the compartmentalization about how we can define success. It's a little eye opener for me as well. And it's a great perspective to throw upon, along with how we can, as an individual who work at corporate lives, can contribute to the nation on the other hand. So it's been a very holistic conversation that I could say, and it's a lot of takeaways that I have taken from this conversation. Any last closing words of wisdom from you?
Okay, two words, Sabr and Sukoon. Okay. So Sabr, I mean, you need to have patience.
Yes.
You need to continue working on towards your goals and your dreams, which would need a lot of patience.
Yes.
And why I say Sukoon, because whatever is the outcome, okay, be it success or be it failure, because of failure is something which throws up new challenges, right, new learnings. So have Sukoon, have acceptance at all phases of life, whatever life throws in. Only then you keep looking forward. That's the only message I want to give to you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Absolutely. And just in case somebody wants to connect with you, do we have anything? LinkedIn?
Yeah,
account?
I'm available on LinkedIn. At times the response may be delayed, but people can connect, and I definitely try responding over LinkedIn sooner or later.
So I'll drop his link in the description, and anybody who wants to connect can definitely connect
Rita,
to you, reach out. And it's been lovely having you on my show. Thank you for taking out time.
I mean, I would say learning for me as well. Thank you so much, Soumya, for being here. It was lovely interacting with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.